welcome to my third Penpal video. This one is going to be a mini letter to my friend Cynthia. We actually met in the Caribbean, so it'll have a slightly tropical theme, but it won't be the same as my last. For this mail, I decided that I was going to make a custom envelope. This is one of my other envelopes that I've ripped apart to use as a template. I have several large books of paper that'll all be the correct size for making an envelope. I decided to go with this colorful paper, and then I'm just going to trace the shape of this open envelope, and I'm not being too careful with it. At the end of the day, I'm probably going to need to shave off some on the corners to make it fold correctly, but I'll do that as I go along. As long as I have the general shape, it'll still come out to be a perfect envelope. Unfortunately, I didn't get to know Cynthia very well before we both came back to the States and were separated by quite a lot of distance. So we do try to keep in touch through Penpal letters. She doesn't tend to do the happy mail like I do, so while I will usually send her some stickers, her mail tends to be a little bit simpler, and I focus more on making the envelope and the letter itself look good, occasionally including things that I think she actually might get use out of, like pictures or cool stickers that she could put on her laptop or water bottle. I had tried to use my paper cutter to make some of these longer edges straight, but that's when I remembered that I still haven't bought a new blade for my paper cutter, so that didn't really work out, and I went back to using the scissors. It came out just fine anyway. My little tea light candle there is a eucalyptus and mint candle, which is one of my favorite scents. And I actually put it in another candle jar once I was done with that one. I used some boiling water in order to get it cleaned out. Pro tip, always be careful when you have candles and pets in the same room, and never leave a candle unattended, because my cat has definitely knocked one off of a table before. I struggled with folding this edge just right because this little corner wasn't cut out enough, but a little quick trim with the scissors fixed that right up. Then it was just a matter of figuring out how I wanted to fold it and stick it together, and I decided to go with my double-sided tape just for a little extra stickiness and knowing that my envelope wasn't going to come apart. I have sent out envelopes that I've made like this before, and they held up surprisingly well and made it to their destination in one piece. My big problem has been things that I stick onto the front not making it, including address labels, which is a little bit of a problem. As you can see, I can be a little bit of a paper hoarder. I try not to purchase large packs of paper too often because I don't go through them fast enough, and they end up taking up a lot of space. But I can always justify these little paper packs to myself because I think that I'll go through them much faster, and that's not always true. I love that this one has the little cutout shapes, and I'll actually use those as stencils sometimes to recreate little shapes on other pieces of paper. I've had that paper book for a really long time. This one is camping themed. It's really thick, nice paper, but it is double-sided. Which makes me sad because it means that anytime I use a piece of paper, I'm destroying the really pretty design on the back. Luckily, I get 2 sheets of each one, so it's not that big of a problem. The last paper pack behind this is one of a set of 3 things that I got at Tuesday morning. I got a paper pack, a set of paper scraps, and then a set of foam stickers. This is the little paper things that came with it, so I decided to go with this cockatoo, and then this tag, which is kind of a teal tropical theme. You might be able to tell that tropical and travel themes are some of my favorites, and it's ones that my friends and pen pals really like as well. This is a little card that came with a happy mail that another pen pal sent me. And I'm going to use it on the front of my envelope as the address label. These stickers are really, really nice because it has lots of borders, lots of little plants, tiny accents. I think my only complaint with this one is that some of the smaller things aren't pre-cut, and so if I want to use those, I have to cut them out myself, and it can be a little bit tricky. Luckily, I've got some new tiny scissors, so it hasn't been as hard. This is the foam stickers I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to use the matching cockatoo. Going through the rest of my stickers, I noticed that this camera really matched. These are some pop-up stickers that I've had for a really long time and have been kind of trying to find a use for, and this camera actually matches perfectly. Then I'm going to go through my homemade tags to see if there's one that I like for this theme. And I actually found this one that was kind of coffee themed, but I liked the colors and I liked that it had the gold foiling on it, so I'm going to set that aside and think about it. I love pre-making these little tags, and it's a fun short craft to do whenever I'm in the mood, but don't have time to make a full Penpal letter. I'll get out my saved up bag of tags and get to work just making a few at a time. Now I'm going through all of my little boxes of stickers, which I get off of AliExpress, and I decided to sift through this teal box, and I found a little succulent one and one that says simple things. And they're both in matching colors, so I thought they're going to go really good with this theme. These are actually really new. They're little cat stamp stickers, and I think they're going to be really cute. Going through these, I picked out this little teal instant camera that I think it really matches. I probably won't stick it on anything. I'll include it in the letter for her to be able to use. The one thing that kind of sucks about having a patterned envelope is that I can't really use my transparent stickers on it because they don't show up very well. So I picked out a couple of these planner stickers, but they'll probably end up going in the actual letter itself. Next, it was time to pick out some tapes. So I picked out a few that were on dispensers, and then going through the rest of my tape collection, I just picked out some teal and pink accent tapes. So now it's finally time to start on the envelope. So I grab my little address label, make sure I know where everything is, and then I'm going to reach for my zebra mild liners. I love them so much that I actually made them their own little display stand. And then I also have a little cheat sheet so I know what color I'm picking out, and I decided to go with this nice orange. These are actually some brand new calligraphy pens that a friend of mine got me for Christmas. So I decided to do a print with the mild liner and then go back over it with a little cursive pointing across it. And then I'll add her address and my return address at a later time. Whenever I have a nice patterned envelope, I tend to not decorate it quite as much because it's already pretty busy, and it doesn't need as many stickers and tape to cover it up as when I use my plain brown envelopes. Fun fact, I'm actually recording this at 1 a.m., so I'm not getting any natural light, unfortunately. I've been on nights recently with a few day shifts scattered in between, and it's really thrown off my sleeping schedule. So even when I'm off, I tend to be up at weird hours right now. I also recently downloaded TikTok, and that is really addicting. I didn't think I was gonna use it or like it that much, and I kind of just downloaded it because I had some friends that kept sending them to me. It was kind of irritating to open them without the app every single time. But I can spend several hours just scrolling through the videos, and there's some really talented people on there, so if any of you are TikTok famous, link below and I'll go follow you. Looking at the envelope, I decided I really only needed a ripped piece of one of my two papers that I had picked out, so I went with this vacation themed text versus the sunglasses. I felt like it had a little more white and it contrasted with the geometric shapes better. Then I just had to figure out the placement for this cockatoo, and then looking through my stickers, kind of deciding where else I wanted to add a little extra design. Since this set of stickers is semi-transparent, I decided it needed to go on the plain color of the address card. So it's going to just kind of fill up the bottom and give it a little more interest. I put on one of my cat stamp stickers, and it shows up a little better in person than it looks like it does on the video, so I am actually happy with it. I decided just to glue this piece because I think it'll stay on okay. It's a pretty thick paper, it's pretty stiff, and so it shouldn't curl up on the edges like some of my other papers do. This little card is a washi tape sample that another pen pal of mine sent to me, and I'm going to use this pink washi with gold foil clouds on it. It's pretty cute. Then I'm going to break out the new crafting scissors that I got, that I love so much. They're very comfortable on my fingers, much better than the tiny metal scissors that I was using before. I'm putting just a dot of super glue on this one because sometimes the puffy stickers or stickers that stand up don't make it to the destination in one piece, and it makes me sad. So hopefully the super glue will help keep it adhered a little better. On the back I'm going to keep it fairly simple, and I decided to use this Paradise Found tape that I have, which is a nice color. It is a little bit transparent, but I think it's a good accent. And then I went with my pink washi tape as an additional accent on top of that. I also wanted to include at least one sticker on the back, and I decided that I would use my camera sticker, once again adding just a dot of super glue since it is one of my puffy stickers. I think that's going to be it for my envelope, and I'm really happy with it. Just gotta make sure my super glue hasn't seeped through and glued my actual envelope together, and then it's done. Next up I need to decide which tag, and I'm gonna go with this one just because I love the teal matches so well. Then I just want to write on mail tag and today's date. I actually have a book that's supposed to help you practice your hand lettering and calligraphy, but I haven't started practicing yet. I definitely have a lot of goals for 2020, and starting them all at once just felt really overwhelming. So doing one thing at a time, but I'll get around to it. Next thing, I decided to put my simple things on the front because the white really stood out against the black of the leaves, and then the text actually matched perfectly. I gave it a little pink accent just to tie it into the rest of the mail, and then I went and grabbed some black string that I had to make my little loop through the top. The next thing I wanted to do was pick out a photo to include in my letter. I actually did some mini photo prints, and I'll show the company that I ordered from because I'm really happy with these. And I got these in matte. I'm not a huge fan of the gloss. So I picked out a photo from Grenada, which is where we met, and I thought that that'd be kind of special, and I realized that it fit perfectly onto the back of this little card. So I'm just gonna stick it on there and then make that all one piece. I really liked that I got to include a fun memory that the two of us shared. A lot of the photos that I ordered were not just my photography, but pictures of me and my friends to include whenever I send mails to them. And then I decided this looked a little bit plain, and so I took my pink washi tape and just kind of did a little bit of edging. Instead of trying to stick things perfectly, I have a habit of just letting tape and stickers and whatever hang over the side, and trimming it up with my scissors later. It saves me a bit of time, which can be pretty precious. I don't always get a ton of free time in order to do projects like these, and I really enjoy sending out nice Penpal letters. So anything that saves me time and keeps me from going too hard to be a perfectionist is very useful to me. Okay, now that that's done, it's time to do my question sheet. I decided to use this because it is lined, and so my words will hopefully stay straight, because I'm very bad at freehanding wording without kind of trailing off in a weird direction. Sometimes I think figuring out the questions that I want to ask can be one of the hardest parts of any Penpal mail, and I try to make them personal and things that I actually want to know about that person. So like I said, me and Cynthia didn't get to know each other very well before being long distance friends, and that's been pretty hard. We both have very busy schedules that make it difficult to chat over text message. And so Penpal letters let me write a more detailed and in-depth story about kind of what's been going on with my life, and then to actually receive a long reply in return, instead of just kind of saying, hey, what's up, a million times via text message and never really getting to talk. One thing that I'm really excited about is that I'll actually get to see Cynthia and a lot of my other friends in June, so very much looking forward to that. I decided to fold this up and seal it with a little bit of washi tape, being careful not to bend my little top header there. And on this paper, my semi-transparent sticker actually shows up really well, so I was happy about that. So now that that's done, it'll be time to work on the actual letter paper. For this one, I decided to go with the pink paper that I have, and then I'm going to use mostly teal accents on that. So I did her name in one of my green Tombow markers, and then I did the accents on her name in my blue Tombow marker. I actually only have one set of the Tombow, and I really want to get some more. They just write really, really smoothly, and I'm hoping that as I get better at lettering, I'll get even more use out of them. So I used another one of my Penpal washi samples. This time it's kind of a teal cloud. And then I did another one of my cat stamps. Cynthia really likes cats, so we have that in common. Then looking through my other stickers, I found a tiny little plant semi-transparent sticker that I decided would go really well right here. And then decided to do my pink washi tape along with this kind of teal and cream flower vase. Lastly, for the bottom of this paper, I used a large watercolor lily tape that I haven't gotten to use very much recently, and then accented it with the pink, and then finished off that bottom corner with a cat sticker that I had. It's a little cream and white tabby cat. I've been really wanting to do an AliExpress haul video because I actually order from them semi-frequently. So I was thinking about doing a themed one, like maybe a cat theme or vaporwave theme, something that I don't really already have a lot of. If you have any opinions, comment down below. So all together, this is what it looks like, and I'm really happy with it. Thanks for watching!